Hi there, Cancer. Welcome to my new sacred space. I hope you love this atmosphere as much as I do. And I hope this reading finds you well, as we're going to take a look at what May 2025 has to offer you. So we'll start by getting the overall energy for the month. Okay, Spirit, what are we working with here? We got the Chariot in reverse. Okay, so a need to slow down and possibly take a closer look at things. There's a saying in my head here. Stop to smell the roses. Okay. And also we got the Queen of Wands upright. Okay. There's like a double message here just by the saying, stop and smell the roses. And in this picture here, she's holding a flame, a tiny flame in her hand. She's smiling and laughing at it. Okay, it brings her some sort of joy. So something about something small, a simple pleasure perhaps, needs to be remembered or looked at in May. Okay, but there's a strong message of you got to slow down in May, okay? Too much has been on the go and you're missing things that fill the soul, okay? That's what I'm getting right off the bat here, okay? But with the Queen of Wands as well, there's a sense of enjoyment and excitement and being a little bit in the spotlight for May. Interesting. Yeah, something to do with being in the spotlight. With regards to something to do with a talent. Okay, maybe you're getting back to something that you absolutely enjoy and you're going to pursue it in May. Anyway, let's get you some blessings, okay? What are some blessings for Cancer, Spirit? Okay, so we got the Six of Pentacles in reverse. All right, let me take a look here. There's the infinity symbol behind. Okay, and it's in reverse. Okay, something is going to be made very clear to you that there's an imbalance of give and take. All right. Can you shed a little light, Spirit? Give me a moon card that can clear this up, because I feel like I'm not seeing the full picture. Oh, okay. There we go. Pleasure. Okay. I guess you've been so busy lately, taking care of other people's needs. Like there is an imbalance here. And the blessing is Spirit's going to give you some time, it seems, to enjoy the small things in life that you're passionate about. Like I said, I felt like it was some sort of talent that you're going to be put in the spotlight about. I don't know. You're going to be able to shine your light about something that you deem special to you. You get to share it with the world in May. But there's been an imbalance. And I guess that's why you're getting a firm grip to slow down, okay, from Spirit. All right, so let's take a look at what some of the challenges are. the blessing is you're going to have time to do things that give you pleasure. Okay, Cancer? All right, so challenges. Whoa. Okay, we got the King of Cups in reverse. Okay, so the negative qualities of the King of Cups is feeling emotionally unbalanced. And I guess this is why this card has come up, because there's an imbalance and perhaps you were feeling emotionally depleted, which can cause you moodiness, sadness, fits of irritation. When you're not emotionally fulfilled, Cancer, and you are a water sign, when you don't take care of those emotional needs, you may tend to get self-destructive in things you do, okay? And consuming things that feed unhealthy pleasures. That's why it's the challenge here in May, okay? To recognize that you need emotional fulfillment and do things that do give you pleasure, that are kind of the simple things, okay? To fix this imbalance that you've been struggling with or will struggle with in May, all right? And the second card that came up here is the Ace of Swords in reverse. And even in this card, it kind of plays into the King of Cups in reverse, because if you look at her head in the image here, she's got a spiraling staircase and it was in reverse. So be very careful with spiraling out of control with self-destructive thoughts, okay? Because it is the Ace of Swords. So swords are air, which is of the mind, okay? Swords is ruled by the mind, all right? And it's important to not let one little thing that might be going wrong spiral out of control, and all of a sudden you're thinking about something else that's gone wrong in the past and what could go wrong in the future. And that's what I mean by spiraling, okay? You start adding things to the tornado, all right? So, and then it shows itself up in other ways, in physical ways of reaching for, again, unhealthy pleasures, all right? So again, with the blessing, to find what makes you happy in May, to keep that balance, because I feel like something has been very unbalanced, and because it's Pentacles, sometimes it's finance, but it could be of an emotional nature too, okay? So just keep that in mind, Cancer. So what will help with this? What's the advice you have, spirits, so that you can help Cancer not spiral in May? Okay, Two of Swords. Solid message here of having to make a decision. Okay, so this is why the Chariot in reverse is coming up. This is why you got to slow down and possibly stop, all right? Because you need to reevaluate two different paths, okay? I'm going to pull a moon card for this one as well. Actually, my spiral deck. Let's go with the theme of spirals, okay? Spirit, can you give me a little bit more about this Two of Swords, this decision Cancer needs to make? Okay, higher power. All right, so there is one way that will unlock you feeling kind of restricted. Something keeps you kind of trapped in a negative spiral, okay? But one way, because there's a keyhole here in this picture, something brings you closer to your higher power, okay? You just have to ask. You have to ask Spirit for that guidance. Okay, so if one way brings you closer to your higher power, what's the other way bring, Spirit? Let's take a look there. Yin energy. Something feminine. Something of feminine energy. Let's get one more. Feminine energy circling what, Spirit? Fork in the road. Okay. Feminine energy generally speaks on nurturing qualities, which is natural to you. You are Cancer, which is one of the more nurturing signs, motherly signs, friendly sign, like you're always there, a friendly shoulder to cry on, a true empath for sure, okay? But some sort of feminine energy brings you to a fork in the road, okay? Keeps you at a fork in the road where you don't know where to go from there, okay? It feels like there is no way forward with this feminine energy. Maybe you're nurturing somebody, okay? Or you're trying to nurture a relationship of some sort, and they keep you hanging at a fork in the road, okay? You don't know where to go. There's many options, but no clear forward path. Okay, it's kind of like a dead end. Even though there seems to be options, it feels like it's an illusion. Okay? Like this forever and never-ending fork in the road that keeps you kind of in a spiral. This could be very well talking about relationships. I'm getting more of a vibe as we paint this picture. So just keep that in mind. But the other way brings you to your higher power. Brings you closer to your true, authentic self. Okay, Cancer? But the choice is yours in May, but something needs to be addressed with two paths. But make sure you don't let your emotions kind of rule you too much here, because it brings you to a negative spiral in your mind, okay? And remember to take time for yourself to do something, a hobby, a passion, a little simple pleasure that makes you happy, okay? Because I feel with this imbalance, and you're needing to get back to things that make you happy, you're very focused on something over here in the emotional part of your world that is taking up a lot of time, and you need to make a decision, okay? So make sure you have some fun as well in May, because this is very important as well. All right, so let's get you a power card. That's one good solid word for this reading, Spirit. Okay. Wizard of the Woods, focus. Okay, it's time to go inward and truly listen to your intuition, okay? And intuition doesn't necessarily mean your emotions. Your intuition is kind of your gut, okay? Because your gut is always right. Your instinct, your Your instinct isn't always the nicest about things. Your instinct just says, this is how it is. Take it or leave it, okay? So there's a real need to focus and hone in on your intuition and your instinct in May, okay? Leave your mind and your heart out of it, all right? So, let's get you an old saying to close the reading. Yeah, there feels like, I'm just gonna say, there feels like there's this disconnect between what your heart is saying and what your mind is saying. And I feel like they both are playing against each other, but they're also playing against you. So again, use your intuition when making this decision, okay? And at least you know one brings you closer to your higher power and one brings you to a never-ending fork in the road, all right? So, what's a good old saying for Cancer? Too many cooks spoil the broth. Okay. So, there's two ways to take this right now, I think. Too many negative thoughts in your mind spoil what you're trying to do, which is focus on what the best course of action forward is. Okay, so internally, that's what this is telling you. Too many thoughts at once and too many feelings are spoiling your ability to make a solid judgment for the best course of action for yourself, okay? And then there's a second message of too many, maybe you're getting other people's opinions about which way to go, because perhaps you've been asking for guidance from others you trust and love. And just be aware that everybody's probably got their own idea of what's the best way forward for you. And keep in mind that again, your intuition knows best, better than what others might have to say about the situation, okay? It's good to take on people's advice for sure, but at the end of the day, make sure you're doing what's truly best for yourself, all right? Anyways, Cancer, I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you guys in the next reading. Take care. Bye.